Did the Atlanta Falcons just receive a gift by way of Oklahoma State? Welcome in, Dirty Bird fans, to Atlanta Falcons Today by Chat Sports. My name is Moose. Now, the Falcons might have gotten a gift, like I said, and I'm sure you're wondering already, what on earth are you talking about? And how does this relate to the Atlanta Falcons? Well, believe it or not, it has something to do with one of its alma mater. Zac Robinson, a.k.a. our glorious offensive coordinator. And I'm going to tell you why the firing of Mike Gundy, the former head coach for Oklahoma State, might just save the Atlanta Falcons 2025 season. Now, before we get into that, if you have ideas for Falcons content, if you love what we do here, but you want to see what you want to see, if that makes sense, hit that subscribe button and let me know. Just hit that quick sub button and then let me know in the comment section what kind of videos you want to see. Let's start with the breaking news that happened 2 days ago. Oklahoma State fired Mike Gundy. Now, he was there for, correct me if I'm wrong here, and if you know anything about Oklahoma State, I think he was there for like 18 or 19 seasons. Like, he was there forever. And finally, they just got rid of him. Poor football performances, plus some other political stuff that I'm not going to get into. It doesn't really matter. Here's what matters. Zac Robinson played under Gundy at Oklahoma State. In fact, believe it or not, Zac Robinson is considered highly as one of the best quarterbacks for Oklahoma State of all time. And CBS Sports, they listed Zac Robinson as a potential head coach replacement. Yes, you heard that correctly. Z-Rob could potentially be the next head coach for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. You'll hear Robinson's name come up a lot in connection with this search. A former Gundy quarterback and a 7th-round pick in the 2010 NFL Draft, Robinson is a fast-rising coach in NFL circles. LOL. He's part of the Los Angeles Rams coach Sean McVay's coaching tree, having spent 5 seasons as McVay's staff in various capacities, and now calling plays for an explosive Atlanta offense. I'm sorry. That's comical. Explosive offense in Atlanta is just, it's the irony is just, oh, it's perfectly thick, isn't it? Jesus Christ. All right, let's get back on track there. I just had to give a brief pause because we're anything but explosive right now. But if we go back to what Zac Robinson was as a player, I'm not going to lie to you. He was a pretty good college quarterback. 61% completion percentage. Now, remember, this is back in like 2006, 2007 when you didn't, excuse me, you didn't have to be a 70% completion percentage guy. 61 was considered just fine. Over 8,000 career passing yards, 66 touchdowns, 31 INTs. Like, he was a good college quarterback. And unfortunately, his play on the field has not necessarily translated to his ability as an offensive coordinator. We've talked multiple times about how bad these stats are. Points per game, 14. That's almost dead last. It's 31st. EPA, 27th in the league. Run block win rate, 69%, despite running out of the pistol, which is supposed to be a run-heavy scheme. Here's the good news for Atlanta fans. Robinson is considered a legend in Stillwater, which is where Oklahoma State is located. He has tremendous pull, and his offense, believe it or not, can absolutely flourish. Yes, this pistol formation, this heavy pistol that he likes to run, can absolutely dominate at the college level. Notice I said the college level, because in the NFL, you're going up against the very best athletes in the United States and, more frankly, the world. And this is what his pistol offense kind of looks like. It's like a jumbo pistol or an offset pistol, whatever you want to call it. And it works because those offensive linemen are able to push those defensive linemen downfield, creating more running lanes for your tailbacks, your fullback, your wingback, your halfback, etc. And here's the kicker. Not literally, but in what I consider to be the ultimate scheme of a pistol offense. The pistol works when your offensive line physically is superior to the opponent's defensive line. I'm going to read that again for you. It only works when your offensive line can bully the opponent's defensive line. Well, in the NFL, you don't get to bully opposing defensive lines, at least not all the time. And very rarely do you. In college, it is so much more frequent that you get those types of mismatches. And Oklahoma State, being like a 4.5-star program, absolutely plays some cupcakes. So his pistol formation for the Oklahoma State Cowboys can actually do some damage. In fact, I think his offense would translate very well to the college game. Just not for the Dirty Birds and not in the NFL. So, this feels like the biggest question of the entire episode. Should Zac Robinson take the Oklahoma State coaching job? Yes or no? If you were asking Moose personally, it would be yes or hell yes. But obviously, there are some people and some Dirty Birds fans out there that still believe that Zac Robinson has a little bit of juice left. So if you say no, at least let me know why in the comment section down below. Coming up, I'm going to tell you the former NFL star that also called for Zac Robinson as the head coach of Oklahoma State. And spoiler alert, you know who he is. He played in the NFC and was a dominant wide receiving force for a long, long time. Now, before I get into that, I'm going to tell you about our presenting sponsor, and that, of course, is our friends over at Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can actually get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it is good to be right. Very simple to play. Pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Prize Picks is the best way to win cash this football season. Which players are going off, which ones aren't. Join millions of users and sign up today. Here's what my lineup looks like for week 4. My max discount play. Jalen Hurts, more on the half a passing yard. Obviously. Jahmyr Gibbs, he's going to also find the end zone, and so will Drake London, in my opinion. Yours can look like this. Doesn't have to. It can look however you want. Just download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Oh, Dez Bryant. Remember that name? Cowboys legend Dez Bryant, who's also a Cowboy in his college days. He played alongside Robinson, Mr. Z-Rob, at Oklahoma State. And Dez Bryant, very vocally on social media, said that he wanted Zac Robinson to be the head coach. This was his tweet literally 2 days ago. Oklahoma State, let's make Zac Robinson the next head coach. Nice and easy. We know who he wants to be that leader of the team. And if you don't trust Dez Bryant at all from a, word perspective, you know what I'm talking about? Like if you say, well, what does Dez Bryant know? I don't know. Maybe it's because it's his former college teammate or the fact that he had a ton of NFL success. I mean, the statistics don't lie. This dude had 537 receptions, over 7,500 yards, and found the end zone 75 times. The guy knows football. And listen, I'm not saying Zac Robinson doesn't understand football. I feel like a lot of people in the comment section believe that I think he's just some oaf, and I don't think that. I think he's not the right fit for an NFL offense. I really don't. We've clearly seen so far that his play calling is inept, it's predictable, it's stale, it doesn't look like it should. And that's okay. It clearly doesn't click with Michael Penix Jr. And for a young quarterback who is trying to find his footing in the NFL game, you have to be on the same page stylistically and play calling wise and schematically as your offensive coordinator. And clearly, the two of them are not. The noise around this rumor is loud. To the point where if it continues to snowball, if you continually hear Dez Bryant and other boosters from Oklahoma State start to actually put this into motion, I don't think Zac Robinson, I almost said Zac Bryant, Zac Robinson can ignore this. I'm sure he's considering it. I think he knows the seat is hot right now as the Falcons offensive coordinator. And if he gets let go, this would be the perfect opportunity for him to take his talents back to Stillwater where everybody loves him. It is a win-win in all parties. The Falcons get rid of their stale offensive coordinator. Zac Robinson gets his job as the head coach. Everybody wins. And who are some potential new offensive coordinators? I've talked about this a couple of times. Declan Doyle, the offensive coordinator over there in Chicago right now, although he's not calling plays. Ben Johnson is. Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator for the U. By the way, they are now the number 2 ranked team in the country. Brian Johnson, the pass game coordinator, who's had a lot of success in Washington with Jaden Daniels. And then Jason Vrabel, the pass game coordinator for Jordan Love. And they look to be pretty good right now as well. This all comes back, of course, to the Falcons quarterback, Michael Penix Jr. Why? Because ultimately, it's him that you have to build the Falcons offense around. And we've seen through his body language, through his sideline demeanor, he just isn't on the same page. I don't think he likes the offense. I know what he said at his press conference, right? You can't go out and actually say, I don't like the play calling. You have to back your coaches. You have to say the right thing at the podium. But Penix realistically needs a timing and rhythm offensive coordinator. I'm not going to say someone like Ben Johnson, but that style of offense. Someone that prioritizes his play from the pocket. And who has Michael Penix Jr. drawn so many comparisons to? Jared Goff. He's like the left-handed Jared Goff, is all I heard all offseason. Well, if that's the case, then someone like Ben Johnson or Declan Doyle, who is literally is the offensive coordinator in that system, could be a perfect fit from a timing and rhythm perspective. Somebody that hits the back foot, clean pocket, deliver an on-time and accurate throw through the scheme. It makes sense too much for everybody involved for Zac Robinson to not take the Oklahoma State job. So let's show QB1 some love and support. I get it. He played like shit against the Carolina Panthers. It happens. So far, it's been not the best introduction into the NFL, but I do believe in him. I do believe in his talent, and I know that when you give him a clean pocket and you give him weapons and you open up the scheme and you let him throw the ball down the field, good things happen because he showed us all day long at the University of Washington. Before we get on out of here, remember the Washington Commanders report we have caught up to in our sub battle. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Make sure that you tell me what kind of content you want to see. And as always, rise up and be cool.